Most people think a new year begins when the calendar changes, when fireworks burst, when the clock hits midnight. But that's a lie. Your new year, your new timeline, your new reality does not begin on January 1st. It begins inside you weeks before the new year even arrives. Right now, yes, in this exact moment, you are standing in the pre-shift window, a rare phase where your future becomes extremely sensitive to your emotional state, your identity, and your frequency. This is the period where your next reality is already forming, silently, invisibly, underneath your day-to-day life. And what you carry in your energy before this year ends will decide whether 2026 becomes your breakthrough year or another replay of your past.
There's a moment before a big transformation where everything feels strange. Not wrong, not dramatic, just different. You feel your old desires fading, your old habits losing power, your old identity loosening its grip. It's as if your energy starts rearranging itself without telling your mind what's happening. This is not confusion. This is not stagnation. This is your field preparing for a new configuration. In quantum physics, there is a phase called pre-coherence, a state where even the slightest shift creates massive outcomes. Your emotions work the same way. Tiny adjustments inside you during this window have disproportionately powerful effects on the timeline ahead. That window is open right now. And the way you move through these final weeks of 2025 is already choosing the version of you who will wake up in 2026.
Your brain does not care about dates. It doesn't wait for new year, new me. It programs your next chapter based on the emotional patterns you're holding today. If you are still carrying the fear, stress, habits, or survival mode of 2025, your brain will naturally copy-paste that feeling into 2026. Not because you lack discipline, not because you're unmotivated, but because your nervous system wants familiarity, even if familiarity is exhausting. This is why so many people start a new year full of motivation and fall back into old patterns within weeks. Their identity never shifted, and the body always drags the old identity into the new year, unless you consciously interrupt it. This invisible force has a name: identity drag. Identity drag is not loud. It's not dramatic. It shows up quietly, like overthinking when you know the truth, hesitating when you feel the nudge, slipping back into familiar emotions, feeling tired right when you're close to a breakthrough, wanting change, but staying where you are emotionally. Your mind might be excited for 2026, but your body remembers 2025 and tries to keep you inside the old emotional climate because it believes that old reality kept you safe. Quantum physics mirrors this perfectly. Old frequencies collapse into old outcomes. New frequencies collapse into new timelines. You cannot hold the identity of last year and expect the reality of next year to appear. If you feel inner tension right now, if you feel pulled between who you were and who you know you're becoming, that is not failure. That is not resistance. This is threshold friction, the rubbing of two identities, the self you're leaving behind and the self you're stepping into. This friction is proof that you're close. Your old frequency is losing stability. Your new frequency is strengthening. Your system is reorganizing. This is the birthplace of quantum leaps. The moment you consciously interrupt identity drag,
Your energy realigns immediately. Your field becomes clearer. Your decisions sharpen. Your timeline accelerates, and the emotional weight of the past stops being able to recreate your future. This is why I want you to anchor a signal directly into your nervous system. I won't carry 2025 into 2026. This is not affirmation, it's instruction. It's a command to your identity that the old frequency has no authority over your next year.
There is one shift, one internal adjustment that decides whether 2026 becomes your transformation year or your repetition year. The quantum trigger is this: stop wanting your future. Start broadcasting it. Wanting sends the frequency of lack. Broadcasting sends the frequency of embodiment. Wanting says, I hope it happens. Broadcasting says, it's already my identity. When your posture changes, your breath changes, your emotional tone changes, your decisions change. Your field becomes coherent, and the quantum field responds instantly because coherence is the language of reality. You've felt small flashes of this before. Those moments where your future feels less like a dream and more like a memory you simply haven't lived yet. That is your true signal. That is the state that collapses timelines. There comes a quiet moment where your future stops feeling far away and starts feeling like something that's already chosen you. Your emotional gravity shifts, your breath softens, your intuition becomes clearer, your body stops preparing for danger, your field stabilizes. This is where you cross the 2026 reality line, the invisible boundary between your past identity and the identity your next year is built for. Most people never cross this line because they enter the new year with the residue of the old one. But you're not most people. You feel the shift happening. You feel something waking up inside you that refuses to repeat the past. Your 2026 timeline is already formed in the quantum. It is waiting for the identity that matches it. To embody your 2026 identity, shift from survival to presence. Release emotional stories you've outgrown. Stop rehearsing the past. Relax the defenses that once protected you. Breathe as the version of you who already has the life you want. Transmit your future instead of chasing it. When this embodiment stabilizes, life responds with impossible speed. Synchronicities appear. Opportunities align. People show up at the perfect moment. Old patterns dissolve quietly. Reality starts bending around your new frequency. Because once your identity changes, your timeline has no choice but to follow. 2026 is not waiting for you, it's inviting you. And the doorway is open right now.